Hey guys, I want to talk to you about how to build yourself up to running 10 miles a day, or at least how I did it, what my journey was. I do a 4 a.m. workout. At the end of my lifting, I run 10 miles. And I couldn't just start with that right away. Let me just give you some background. I hadn't been to the gym and consistently for over 10 years. I had a pretty big beer belly. I, of course, was doing a lot of heavy drinking and had a very unhealthy diet. So first thing I did was I stopped drinking, and then I also tried to dial down my diet so that at least I was eating at a minimum around 2,000 calories a day and making sure it wasn't like sugars. I cut carbs out, cut out ice cream, things like that. Now, I'm not going to give you some dietary advice. You can find people to teach you what exactly you should be eating. But what I wanted to say was, in general, first thing was trying to achieve some kind of basic weight loss by having a more healthy and consistent diet. The next thing I did is I started going to the gym just 10 minutes a day. And like I said, not having gone to gym for so long, it was hard enough for me to go. Oftentimes I would start, I'd be all motivated, I would work out really hard for an hour or something, and I'd burn myself out after a couple of weeks, and I would just stop. Or I would do it for a month or two, and once again, Thanksgiving comes along or something like that, and you just can't get back into it, you're not motivated, it's not fun. So I said, let me just start with 10 minutes of going to the gym, and that's it. At the end of 10 minutes, I leave to force myself from not burning out. So I'll go in, I would do 5 minutes of running on a treadmill, or actually best if you have it is an elliptical because it's low impact. 5 minutes on the elliptical, just at 5 minutes, not going hard. It would be like a light jog, and lifting some basic weights. Maybe do biceps one day, do your chest the next day, and alternate biceps, chest, bicep, chest. So you can do bicep, chest, shoulders. Depends on what you're trying to build up and what your goals are. You can find somebody online to teach you, what you want to do, what your goals are, and how to target those specific muscle groups. So 5 minutes of cardio, 5 minutes of lifting, and I did that for 2 or 3 months. Once again, the goal is to build up a kind of repetition, make it part of your daily habit. It doesn't take that much time, it's only 10 minutes in the gym. And then also, it's to build up your musculoskeletal system to handle the stresses and the strains that you're going to be putting on as you work out longer and longer. So you don't want to go to the gym and right away start running for 10 or 20 minutes, because your knees might start hurting, your ankles might start hurting, and that's a sign that you're putting undue stress on your cartilage in your knees and in your ankles. And if you hurt yourself too much, you're going to have to take time off. You can't just say, oh, my knee hurts, I'm going to run through the pain, and then I'll just go to the gym tomorrow and just do it all over again and continue running through the pain. You can't do that. Some people, they can try, and maybe you can run through the pain, but eventually you're going to cause an injury. And you're going to have to take time off. You're going to get hurt so bad, you're going to be off for a couple of days, or usually a couple of weeks. For me, it takes me sometimes up to 2 weeks or more to recover. As soon as I start feeling the pain, as you get older, it's going to take you longer and longer to recover. I'm in my 30s. I know in my 20s, if I got injured, I could be back in the gym in a couple of days. But as you get older, it's going to get harder and harder. So if you start feeling pain in your knees from the running, then just slow down or stop altogether if you can. And not if you can, just stop. Just stop. You start feeling pain, stop. Sorry, you might not hit your goal. It doesn't freaking matter. Don't injure yourself. Go upstairs, go back home, wherever, and put some ice on your knee and just rest. And then tomorrow go back to the gym and try it again. But don't hurt yourself and make an injury that's going to last. And if you do go back, don't necessarily go back with the same intensity. It's okay for you to slow down, maybe do a light jog or maybe do a fast walk, but just allow your body the time to recover and heal. Like I said, the older you are, the longer it's going to take. So don't force yourself through the pain. You're just going to injure yourself, and you're going to be out of the gym for weeks at a time, and it's going to be very hard for you to get back into it. So, like I said, 10 minutes a day, don't injure yourself, and slowly build it up. Eventually, in my case, after about 2 months, I was like, okay, I'm pretty annoyed now that I'm only doing 10 minutes. I want to do more. And I just naturally would start lifting a little bit for a little bit longer, so in 5 minutes I could do a couple sets of bicep curls, but then I'll start throwing in some kind of shoulder flies or pull downs on a machine from my back. And I started trying to do a little bit more, but once again, trying to severely and in a very disciplined manner, restrict how much I was doing for how long so I wouldn't burn myself out. Eventually, over time, I built myself up to being able to run more and more and more. I got to a point where after about 6 to 8 months, I was able to run on a treadmill. Able to run on an elliptical. I like sticking to the elliptical because I'm still fairly heavy, and so it's very difficult to run on a treadmill for weeks or months for about an hour is what it takes for me to do it now. With this weight, my knees and my joints really can't take it, and I don't want to necessarily blow my knees out, especially over a long term. This is something that's part of my lifestyle now. I don't want to be walking around with crutches or get knee replacements in my 50s and 60s. So I'm just sticking to the elliptical, so it's low impact, and I increase the settings on it to make it tougher for me to run on it. But eventually I got myself to running about 4 miles in a half hour, and that's a fairly decent pace. It's about 6-7 minute mile, so it's not too bad. I'm sorry, it is the 7-minute mile, so it's not too bad. But I eventually said, okay, if I'm going to be on this machine, and it would take me an hour, right, to run, and then I would come back to the gym sometimes, and I would have to run later in the day. I would have to do another 2-mile run just to get myself to that 10-mile limit. But first I started, like I said, 5 minutes of running to like 2 miles, to 3 miles, to 5 miles, to 8 miles. Then I would do 8 miles in the morning, and I would come to the gym in the afternoon, and I would do another 2-mile run after work. So I do my 9-to-5 job, drive back home, put on my shorts, go do another 2 miles, and now I've done 10 miles for the day. But I got sort of annoyed. I hate running. I really don't like it at all. I don't like being in a gym. I just want to get in, get all of it done as quickly as I can, and get the hell out. So eventually I started incorporating just the entire 10-mile run into my morning. All I did was I just started running harder and harder and faster. And as you'll see, it'll get easier for you to be able to do it. But now I can do 5 miles every half hour. So in 1 hour, I do a 10-mile run. I've actually been able to compress that now even more over the past 3 months, and I can probably run about 12 miles in an hour. But also all I do is I just increase the intensity, the difficulty of it. So at this point I feel like I'm running in quicksand. It's fairly difficult, but I'm almost pretty much sprinting the entire time. It's great. I built myself up to that point, and the interesting thing is some of you all might be looking at me and saying, I don't look like I'm a long distance 10-mile ultra marathon runner. I do run 70 miles a week, and I've been doing that now for about 5 months. 70 miles a week, every day for 5 months. And the reason I don't look like the way I should, perhaps I don't have as much or as little body fat, is because my diet has been complete shit. So I'm really focusing on dialing in my macronutrients, my micronutrients. I'll tell you guys more about how that works and how that's working out for me. But in general, like they say, your muscles are built in the gym, but your abs are built in the kitchen. And I definitely don't have the abs yet, but the running, it's definitely there. So I'm able to do the workout that I need to get the body that I want. But the next thing is to work on my diet. So I'll let you know how that goes. In the meantime, stop being a bitch, get to the gym, just do 10 minutes a day, just start from there. I did it. If I can do it, you can definitely do it.